So it's like we're having confession hour here now. This is what we came for, guys. This is why we're here.
This is why you're here.
It's really great to meet you and learn about your culture, your company, which we've really enjoyed. But we want to hear some crazy stuff.
Yes.
So we have a few questions.
Okay. Fire away.
So, what is your craziest rental house story?
There's a laugh. It's got to be good.
There's a few, Bill.
So it's Christmas Eve 2 years ago. Jim and I are we're veterans at Christmas and Christmas Eve, and I've done plenty of water damages on Christmas Eve. So this is 2 years ago. There's a very, very large vacation rental home. So at Christmas 2 years ago, we froze. We were really cold. What were we? -20 with wind chills and yeah. So the guys were out working all day. So at 9 o'clock when we got the phone call, I looked at my wife and said, "I'll just go do this one. Let's let the boys go home."
Well, yeah, Barry and I, we were out on Christmas Eve from about 6:30 a.m. to about 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway,
So I show up at the house. There's probably 20 people there. I know the house. It's huge. It's huge. So I walk in. They have their foyer when you walk in this house. It's it's the mansion.
Oh, it's the one out there. I love that house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not in a minute.
I may not love it anymore when I
When you walk in, the lobby is marble, right? And it's got a marble staircase to the upper level. And the upper level has a balcony area where you can walk. So when I walk in the front door, the water is waterfalling off the second floor into the lobby.
Oh my gosh, was it kind of beautiful?
No. No.
Look at this indoor waterfall.
Right? It is pouring water.
Oh my gosh.
So the fire suppression pipe froze and broke. When that happens, it will release all of the reserved water out of the fire suppression system, and that's what happened.
Oh my goodness.
It is raining in this house.
It's raining on their Christmas presents.
Right? There's probably 20 people that had just arrived. They are still taking food out of their Tupperware containers. Right? There's like 15 of them in the kitchen, and they are mad.
Oh.
Right? I have nothing to do with this, but I'm taking some heat, right? I'm taking some heat. It's Christmas Eve. I get it. I understand why you're. So I'm doing my normal documentation. I'm walking around the house. I'm taking pictures. Remember, I told you this place is huge. So as I'm walking around, I can hear somebody singing.
Oh.
Okay, I can hear somebody singing, but it's faint, right? It's real faint. But I'm walking around and the whole time I'm from room to room and pictures, right? Mind you, it is pouring water. Like at one point I was irritated because I could not find a dry place to stand. So I went outside, and when I froze my jacket and everything I'm like, never mind, I'm going back inside, right? It's pouring water everywhere. I'm making my way around this house, doing my documentation, and the singing is slightly getting louder. Slightly getting louder. I get to a spiral staircase. It's like a back service staircase, and it's kind of louder. And I'm like, I go down the staircase, and I open the door, and it's the door to the pool that's in the house. I told you enough times, it is raining in this house. There is a lady who's probably of grandma age, is sitting in the pool chair in her bathing suit, raining water out of the ceiling, and she is singing, "I'm singing in the rain." She's the only one in the house that is as drunk as can be, and she is having a fabulous time.
You know
She's
what?
having the best.
The rest of the family's pissed.
Yes, smartest one.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I can hear as I'm all right. It's her sitting there all by herself with her drink. Singing in the rain. Having a blast.
Oh, I love that
Having a
story.
blast. So I'm glad that she was
Probably
happy.
just should have joined her and been like, eh.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. At one point, it was probably about 11 o'clock, I called my wife and I said, I don't know what time Santa's coming. I'll see what I can do when we get there.
Oh.
My kids won't go to sleep without me being home. unless I'm out of town. But otherwise, they knew that I was out working and they needed to see Dad, and it's Christmas Eve, so Santa came about 4 a.m.
Santa was trying.
Santa came around 4 a.m.
Made
Yes.
it, saving the day. That's
Yes. All right, what's next?
Okay, so that was jolly and good. So tell us about the dead bodies.
yeah.
There you go, Jim. I told you I have 3 people here that are able to disconnect. Jim's one of them.
So we really don't clean dead bodies up per se.
Okay.
When we arrive, we're there to clean up the bodily fluid.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say parts.
Stuff.
I like
Well,
the fluid
yeah.
better
Also
than the parts. Oh.
So there's many that I can think of over the years. We respond to suicides, whether it was small caliber or large caliber.
Yeah.
Okay, shotguns are the worst. Yeah,
Sounds messy.
It's a mess. So, and then we'll arrive when they've laid there for 2 months and putrefied.
Oh my goodness.
Those are never fun because when you pull in the driveway, you can see the flies in the house.
Oh my
Oh, and the
goodness.
smell.
How do you deal with the smell? Do you wear a...
Yeah, we wear
Masking.
full PPE and something like that. We use an oxidizer called chlorine dioxide, and we go in there and set it off and kill everything that's in there so we can
Okay.
make it somewhat habitable for us to be in there and doing what we need to do. So, suicides, bodily fluids. We've had people call us. I cut my toe and walked all through my house, and there's blood all over my carpet, and it's my favorite carpet, and
It's
saved the
the best
lifetime
carpet
for it.
I've ever had.
Can you please come clean it out of there? Yes, we can clean that
So if you
out.
cut your toe, hold still and wait for the ambulance. Don't
Stop
go all
spreading it
through
around the carpet.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why'd you
Stop
walk
running.
in circles 15
Why?
times?
So I've done,
Where's my
you know,
advice? Stop running.
I've done many, dead body per se cleanups. Don't like to talk a whole bunch about them.
Yeah.
But here's a cool trauma one. You might get a kick out of this.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Maybe. We'll see.
So, lady's sitting there having her morning coffee in her dining room. She has all hardwood floors in her kitchen and her dining room, and she's on a golf course, so she has slide glass doors that overlook the golf course, and she's sitting there sipping her coffee. And all of a sudden, this deer comes crashing through her sliding glass doors.
Oh my gosh.
Cut itself very badly.
Oh.
And then once it got in there, she panicked,
Yeah.
jumped up, grabbed her phone, ran into the bedroom, and shut the door. She said for the next couple of minutes, it just sounded like a war zone.
Oh,
my
The
gosh.
deer was trying to get out.
Oh.
And since it was hardwood, it was like it was on the
Oh, it
skate
was like,
ramp.
yeah.
Totally broke up her furniture and destroyed her china cabinet and managed to get back out and ran about 50 feet and died and ran out. So if I didn't, when she called, if she didn't tell me what was going on,
Well, she's not gonna be able to sleep
She lives on a
tonight.
golf course and drinks coffee by her sliding doors.
Yes, and I have hardwood floors. I'm like, is this story
Watch
about
out
me
for
right
those
now?
rabbit nose.
This is her worst nightmare now.
No more
So-
coffee outside.
Seriously, if she didn't tell me when she called what happened, when I arrived and walked through the door, it was just like, whoa.
You would have thought
It
someone.
looks like something out of a horror film. I mean,
Yeah.
there was blood on the ceilings, the walls.
'cause the deer was freaking out.
everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Was she hurt or was she okay?
She was not hurt. But
That's
she was
good.
just like, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah, this
It
is
was so-
having my coffee.
It was a normal day, and then
Yeah.
the deer.
So you guys deal with everything.
We do. We were talking about hoarder jobs earlier. That's biohazard trauma type situation because you run into dead dogs and cats and things like that, and you don't know what you're going to find. So when we give quotes for hoarding cleanup, people are like, "Wow!" And it's like, look, we have to suit people up.
Yeah.
There could be needles in this stuff. We got to slowly. We can't just go in and start digging in with shovels. We got to pay attention to what we're doing. And especially with all the fentanyl and things like that that's going on. So we run into some pretty cool things sometimes and some not so cool.
Some not so cool things too.
Usually, if you're talking with Jim, it's not going to be good news.
How about a
He
feel-good
says we'll
story?
laugh.
A feel good story.
It just popped in my head. How about a feel good story?
Yes.
Feel good story.
We need the after that.
That
Yeah.
works. So you guys met Miss Shawn earlier. I happened to be walking in the office. I was out doing something, and Miss Shawn stops me. And I've been with Miss Shawn for 5 years now, so I can tell when there's something's up. I can tell by the look on her face, and she's like, "I need you to look at something." I'm like, "Okay." There's a truck in the parking lot I need you to go look at. I'm like, "All right." She's like, "You'll see it." I'm like, "Okay." So I walk out there. And I look in the driver's window and I look inside and I go, "Oh, I'll go get Jim." So I walk inside and I go get Jim. I come outside, I go, "Jim's truck in the parking lot that I want you to take a look at." And he's like, "You're just as certified as I am." I said, "I know, but I need you to come take a look at this truck." So when Jim and I both walk out there, and what we see is it looks like a bloody horror movie scene inside of this Toyota Tacoma pickup.
Oh, I thought this was feel good.
Yeah, what happened to the feel
Not
good?
so far.
No, it will
We're
be.
getting there.
There is blood everywhere. On the ceilings, on the windows, on the windshield, on the dash, and the seats,
Oh my
the car.
Cold in the driver's.
It is
Just like
everywhere.
so
Not feeling good right now.
so-
Not yet?
Not yet.
Let me help. Okay? So I look at it once Jim and I settled down and started looking at it. We're like, we can clean it. I mean, okay.
Except for the seat is going.
Yeah, let's give it a run, right? So we walk back inside. Miss Shawn tells me the story that it was an older gentleman that had cut himself, and he had driven it around town to all the auto detailers, and nobody would touch it. So he'd heard that there was a chance that we might be able to help him. So he dropped it here, dropped it off, and so we call him, and he shows up. And we tell him that we can, we kind of like setting expectations with him. Like, I'm pretty sure we can clean it, but I know that I can make it better. So let me see what I can do.
We're going to drive an hour
Right?
to get you a seat.
Okay. So he says, "Okay, great." So he shows up here on day one when we start cleaning it. How old is he?
He's almost 80 now.
Almost 80 now? So he shows up here to see the progress that's working on his truck, and we all are standing in the shop, and he tells us the story. It was him that cut himself. He was in the woods on a logging road hunting deer. He had harvested himself a deer, but he knew that the next week he was going to be teaching his grandson to gut the deer. So he said that he did it the right way, that he would teach his grandson to do it, which wouldn't have been the way that he would have done it because he's done it for years, right? So he was trying not to cut corners and, practice. While he was gutting the deer, he realized that he had nicked his wrist. Because he realized there was a lot more blood than should have been there, and he realized that he nicked his wrist. He realized that he was about a mile back into the woods on a logging road, and he was by himself, and he didn't have any cell phone service, so he couldn't call anybody. So he hopped in his truck, which was a stick shift truck.
Oh no.
Right? So Jim told you earlier that it pulled up on the driver's seat because he had his hand between his legs while he was trying to drive and shift on the logging road,
Oh my god.
which caused him to release pressure, which was,
Oh my god.
he made it out of the woods. Said he made it out, yeah. Said he made it out of the woods and made it to a family member's house. Where when he pulled into the driveway, he was able to call the person. They came out, they dialed 911. He says that he when he fell out of the truck and he was laying in the grass, he could, when he started to hear the sirens, he could see heaven.
I believe that.
He said that he could see heaven and that he had made himself right with the Lord and he was ready to go. He says when he woke up, he stopped hearing the sirens, and he was in a hospital. He was only there a day. They sewed him up and he was out. So the day that we saw him was the day that he got released from the hospital with his wrist bandaged. He didn't believe that we were going to be able to help him. We completely cleaned his truck. The only thing we couldn't do was I couldn't clean the foam in his driver's seat. So we drove an hour to Pennsylvania where I found a used seat for him. So we changed his seat out, but we were able to clean his whole truck.
We got there.
You wanna-
I feel so good.
Let's feel a little bit better, right? So I figured that it was probably going to be $3,800 to clean his truck, based on what I was looking at. I was out. I come back into the shop, and my management staff is standing there with the same look like Miss Shawn has on her face. I'm like, "What's up?" Like, "We gotta talk to you." I'm like, "Okay, talk to me." Like, Jim says, "We feel like the Lord is shining upon us." Okay, what are we talking about? Well, Jim did the estimate. It came out to like $4,200, and they believed that they were that they had an opportunity to do something nice. So I looked at Miss Shawn. I said, "What do you think they're going to do?" Miss Shawn says, "You're just going to give them the keys and tell them thank you for being alive." That's exactly what I'm going to do. So what we did was we ended up charging him exactly our cost in it. It was about $500. So we charged him $500 to clean his truck. And he now sings praises all over the town that, when nobody else would help, we did.
He was just in a few weeks ago and
Mr. Ray
met Tamika.
Yeah.
And was telling Tamika's story. It makes the hair stand up on your arm. When he's like, "Look, I was ready." I was like, I was that close.
Wow.
It's a little feel better, right?
Yes.
But he stops in every year and thanks us. And I was just starting at that point, and brings us like cookies and everything, and just a thank you every year.
And
That's so
he
kind.
told me he had that truck for a very long time, and he sold it. And the person he sold it to wrecked it and totaled it.
Oh, man.
We put a lot of effort into that truck.
Wait up.
I mean, we really played. I mean, it was in events. It was everywhere. It was in events. It was everywhere.
Wow.
We did it. What else?
Incredible story.
What about the cats and the dog situation? So have you had any houses that's like complete carpet all through the whole entire house that smells completely like urine? Like as soon as you walk in, how do you? I mean, I
Jim's ready
think
for
in
this
the
one.
basement it's all concrete too. So how do you go about making things smell like cat urine? I can't get it to go away.
So it's one thing to have a cat that goes and then you catch it and you do something about it. But when you neglect and it just goes on and on and on, then there's nothing you can do but remove those porous material.
Does it go into like if there's hardwood floor?
Absolutely.
Subfloor needs replaced.
In extreme cases, we're going to be removing that hardwood. The subfloor, sometimes we'll have to remove it. It just depends because we can treat it. We have chemicals that we can pull it out of the subfloor. But in a lot of cases, we're removing it or sealing it with an encapsulant paint, things like that. Now, concrete is something that gets overlooked because we took the carpet up, we cleaned the concrete, we should be good. Well, no, because concrete is porous.
Yeah.
So in extreme cases, it gets into that concrete. Now you have to etch the concrete with acid. You have to open it up. You have to clean it. You have to dry it. This is a whole process. So pets are...
Take care of your cats. That's
they're a
really
big
hard on the real estate
responsibility,
sale.
especially cats, because cats have a mind of their own.
Cigarettes.
What
Yeah,
about
we do a lot of odor work, trying to get rid of that stuff, dead animals. You get a dead mouse on the wall or something like that. We do a lot of odor work, and I think the important part for everyone to understand is it's a layered technique. Right? There is no magic wand to say I got rid of your cat smell. It's a layered technique from treating the air in the house to treating the carpet to treating the subfloor, paint, trim. You kind of start at the top and kind of keep working your way down the layers until you get to where it goes away. They teach us an odor class. That you have to trick the brain because the brain's very good at remembering that smell. Right. So if I can get rid of it, and I know that it's gone, you can probably still smell it. Because when you enter, right, so think of like an orange. You know what an orange smells like?
Yeah.
Right? Because you've seen it enough times and your brain recognizes a orange sphere, therefore it should smell like this, right? So when your brain recognizes that you were in your house enough times and it smelled like this, that you expect it to smell and it will regenerate that sense. So we also have techniques that we can help you retrain your brain
That's
to
interesting.
get rid of that. But yeah,
It is.
odors is layers. It's
A
layers.
process of elimination. It is, and every circumstance is different. So it's mainly about source removal.
Yeah.
Find the source, remove it. Of course, there's many circumstances where you have a bird that flew into the attic and died into the wall and it's causing a stink. How do you find that? So
Or a crazy cat that falls down into your wall.
Oh yeah. Beans.
You never know.
I'll
I
give
want
you
to use my thermal imaging to find where
Exactly.
it is. Right?
She used the basket and it didn't work. She just
Yeah, so Casey fosters sometimes, and she had this cat, and I said, yeah, we'll have a cat. So he's nuts. And one day, my husband got up and got ready for work and came in. He said, Lindsay, the cat is in the wall. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I hear him meowing. There's no way he got in there. No way. He's like, we were looking dryer vents, electrical out, everything was good. We had no clue how he was down in the wall. Well, an attic door got left open. He went in the attic and dropped down through the wall. We tied clothes to a basket and tried to lower it down in there and get him out. We have a hole in our wall now. If you're interested in
He
fixing
doesn't speak English. Get in the basket.
I know. He wouldn't listen. He would not get in.
I'm trying to save you.
So I called Casey and I'm like, okay, this evil cat
It's coming
is in
back.
my wall. Yeah.
my wall.
Yeah. So I have a small hole in my wall from where the cat had to be pulled through.
Good
the wall. It wasn't me. It was my
He didn't
husband.
die.
I'm not handy. Yeah, he's alive.
So since you ladies are in real estate, I'll give you two things before I got to go out here real quick. So last year we got 2 separate calls about dogs that the people left in their rooms while they went out and was at the lake enjoying themselves. While they was out enjoying themselves, and they come back in, and the dog was at the edge of the door, and they frayed it all up and tore it all the way back. So one, we was able to save because our flooring guys are awesome. So they had some remnants of the pieces that they had left over, and they come in and pieced it all back together, and you couldn't tell. So here's where it comes to you ladies. The other people, when we got there, it was about a foot back from the door and the whole length of the door, and it was just demolished. And so we walked in, and I'm
This
like,
is where we sell area rugs.
yeah, exactly. I'm like,
don't look there.
yeah, I'm like,
Don't look
what do
there.
you want me to do with this? And I said, you have a remnant or something. So we searched the whole place, and we couldn't find nothing. And of course, the people who was renting it has to pay for it. So this guy says, I was doing research. Can you just take a piece out of the closet and put back in there? And I was like, yeah. I said, but where's the piece you want me to put back in the closet? Don't worry about it. They'll never know it. We'll put
We would know
boxes.
that.
We'll put boxes and everything back over it. And I'm like,
man.
that's not for us. I said,
Just
so we
don't
left
be
that on that note.
sneaky. Let people know what's going on. A lot of times someone will be
Don't know
understanding if they know what's going on.
Yeah.
Just don't be sneaky.
So check the closets.
Check the closet.
I will now. From now on, I got you.
All right, what else?
Jenny?
Then it's getting hot.
I know. Okay, so we've heard all the nitty gritty, dirty stories. What keeps you guys in this business? Like, why? What is it that you love about this job? Why do you keep doing it?
Jim, you've done it for 19 years.
The main thing I get out of this industry is being able to help somebody in their time of need. And just seeing the gratitude that you put on people's faces. Not everybody's very grateful nowadays, but when you really help somebody out and you solve a problem and you save something in their home, and you took a time in their life that was really crappy and you made it somewhat better for them. It kind of was their guiding hope to get them through it. That's what keeps me ticking. Just being able to meet different people every day and being out and getting to see all the counties surrounding us. And that's what I enjoy the most, and just being able to take my knowledge and share it with everybody and educate people. Because, nowadays, it's just something that goes, underlooked, is to take the time to educate people, give them the options, help navigate through the process.
Well, we all hope to not have to see you, although we like you all very much. But it's very reassuring to know that you're here if we ever do have any sort of disaster ourselves or our clients, because you guys really are top notch. We are so impressed with you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And remember, the purpose of mitigating things in our industry is to get there quickly and to respond quickly. So the faster we can get there, the more things we can save, in most cases with water damage and even fire and soot and, odor sometimes too. So don't try to clean that spot, okay, that the kid just spilled something. Give us a call. We'll get there, in a timely manner. And
So just leave it alone until you get
just
there.
leave it alone. Give us a call.
Trust the experts. We're going to need some business cards.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I like the magic. That's why I deferred to Jim early. I like the magic in what we do. I get phone calls all the time, generally from family members. How do I fix this? How can I do this? They'll get a stain in their favorite shirt. I can fix it. I can get it out. Well, I've tried everything. I'm like, just let me have it. You spill strawberry margarita in your white carpet. Call me.
That would never happen.
Right?
Why did you judge me?
How do you feel about slime and carpet?
I can get it out.
Oh,
I get it.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is
I
impressive.
can get it out.
is.
I think we want to test your knowledge. We have a slime spot.
We can get
It
it out.
would be the perfect little showing on how you.
We can get it out.
Yeah.
Another thing about what we do is we serve, right?
Yeah.
And I think, like, in the world we live in nowadays, everybody's kind of getting used to shitty service.
Right.
You just kind of get used to it and you deal with it and you know what to expect. And what we bring to the table when I sit down with you at your kitchen table, people are like, oh, you want to sit down and talk? People are kind of put off by us sometimes. We're like, God, you guys are just like great. You're overly detailed. It's like, no, we understand, that you have to talk with people. You can't be in a hurry to get nowhere fast. Take time, explain the process, educate them as to why we're doing what we're doing, give you the options, you know what I mean? And that's what everybody's looking for in service nowadays. Home service needs to be a good experience, not a crappy experience. You're already dealing with a crappy experience. We don't want to come in and be pushy.
Real estate is exactly
It
like
takes
that
time.
too.
It takes time.
Because the more you are, I sit down on the couch with clients and I'm like, hey, close your eyes and tell me exactly what you're looking for. Or, I try to be very personable with them. So then we actually, because some people don't know what they're looking for. They just want to look at every single thing on the market. And I have better luck finding it if they tell me, exactly what they look for. And I found that if you're off-putting and not very personable, they're not going to communicate well with you. They're going to be pushed away. The more personable you are, the
100%.
better it's going to be.
Well, hopefully it's not a bad experience in real estate. It's a big experience. It's a big thing someone's going through. So knowing people like you guys who, if something happens, can make things easier on them, it's great to meet you guys and know you guys. You're doing something wonderful here, it seems like.
Excellent. Thank you. We try. It's probably the best thing that somebody asked me the other day, how I keep 32 employees, how we run this entire company. And at some points we've run multiple companies out of this building. How do we do it? We try.
Yeah.
Just gotta try.
Sometimes that's all it takes. It's
all
just
it
give a
That's what
little.
you said.
Yeah.
Work hard.
Yeah.
Be
Work hard and be nice. That's why I preach it to the
Be nice. Some people really have a hard time with that. It's like, why are you not nice?
I try to stay home on those days.
Yeah.
Not being nice.
And remember, it's a choice that you have.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a very difficult choice to make,
Yeah.
just to be nice.
I always tell people, I'm like, if you had a bad day, don't take it out on everybody. It's not a bad day for everybody.
Yeah.
You might experience a bad day, but don't ruin my day with your bad day.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys for having us. This has been really great. It's great to meet you.
Thank you for joining us.
Coming and seeing us.
Thank you for joining us. We'd love to build relationships and figure this stuff out. So
Next time you guys will have to come to our neck of the woods.
yes, we'd be
Yeah.
happy to. You're not that far away.
Preston County.
No, not far away at all.
Far away.
Did you know 85% of financial success comes from soft skills abilities and only 15% from our technical abilities? SuperTech U was created by longtime restoration pros Eric Sprague and Larry Wilberton. Their daily 3 to 5 minute videos train your entire company on the soft skills they need to make your business thrive. Plus, your entire team earns IICRC CEC credits, all for about the cost of 1 tank of gas.
To get more information about SuperTech University and receive a special 6-lesson e-course on in-home sales, go to supertechu.com/podcast offer. Again, get your free in-home sales training at supertechu.com/podcast offer.